Hey, and welcome to IndigoMusic.com. I'm Niladri, and we have a very special guest in the house. Now, let me give you a brief. Relief Riders of India, headed by Satya Sankaran, holds the honorary title of Bicycle Mayor of Bengaluru and have been nominated for the 2022 Nobel Peace Prize for delivering essentials to the vulnerable during the COVID-19 lockdowns in many cities in India. We have with us Mr. Satya Sankaran. Absolute pleasure having you here on IndigoMusic.com.
Thank you for having me on, Niladri. Pleasure to be here.
And first up, congratulations on this prestigious nomination, Mr. Satya Sankaran.
Thank you very much.
Now, for those listening in, Mr. Satya Sankaran, talk to us about the role of a bicycle mayor. What does your role entail?
Well, it is the tough job of getting people to ride a bicycle these days in our cities where everybody wants to own a motor vehicle. What we are trying to do is try and get more people to ride a bicycle. That's the simple fact.
Talk to us about the relief riders and the work that they did in your leadership during the lockdown.
So it happened in March of 2020 when the first lockdown hit us, when the COVID-19 became kind of a pandemic and we were stuck. We wanted to see how we could help out as cyclists. So a bunch of us ganged up together and said, why don't we help people during these times of need, delivering groceries and medicines and other essentials? Because these were the days when we didn't have vaccines and we had to be safe, and a lot of elderly and vulnerable with comorbidities were getting affected when they went out. So we did that. In the first wave, we had about 80 people in Bengaluru alone, helping out a lot of people. When the second wave came along, we were close to 275 people in Bengaluru alone. You know, a lot of people wanted to get in on it, and so we helped out. It spread to more than 12 cities in the second wave, more than 725 plus relief riders. We helped more than 2,000 people and saved up to 5 tons of carbon dioxide emissions in the process. So we were trying to, as the adage goes, knock two birds with one stone kind of a thing.
Right. Now, Mr. Satya Sankaran, when you got the news that you've been nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize, talk to us about your reaction. What was going through your mind at that point of time?
I think we were surprised, frankly, because we did our small bit, because both the global climate change and the pandemic has been a crisis for us, right? It's a crisis for humanity. And we did our own small things, right? We weren't slogging 24 hours a day, trying to save hundreds of people, buying oxygen cylinders and all that. We just aggregated a lot of small efforts by many good meaning people, and we put that to good use. And we didn't think we were doing much, but we figured out that a lot of people across the globe came up and said that this is one of a kind initiative which has spread far and wide. And it's a movement that has helped a lot of people. In the second wave, it was even worse with a lot of COVID-affected families. Some people were in hospital and some others were home and they couldn't even get simple things, right? We're talking about complex issues that we're trying to solve. A simple thing, you need to put food on the table and you can't go to the grocery store and get your vegetables, or you can't buy medicines, and there are lockdowns and there are closures, there is curfew and all of these things. So this was a very powerful moment for us, and it clearly brought out the significance of what we were doing. And the people who actually were benefited from this, they appreciated it the most, and they were the beneficiaries of it. When you were in trouble, there were people showing up on a bicycle helping you out. That's the imagery we wanted to leave people with.
Well, very inspiring. Now, Mr. Satya Sankaran, for those watching this and also listening to you on air, what is your message to the people of Bengaluru?
I think it's time that we start tackling all of the problems that we have. Don't try to solve one or the other. We have a humanitarian crisis. We have the COVID pandemic around us. We have livelihoods being lost. We have the global climate change where each one's individual contribution counts. And we just wanted to show that by simple, small acts of you just getting on a bike or walking more and trying to avoid your fossil fuel vehicle, you can do a lot. And that is what we kind of proved. And my call is we're running this campaign called My 15-Minute City as Council for Active Mobility, where we are asking you to kind of walk and cycle as much as you can. If you're doing 10 trips in your neighborhood, do 4 on a walk, 3 on a bicycle, you got 70% covered, and your bit counts. And we wanted everybody to do that as well.
Well, Mr. Satya Sankaran, it was an absolute pleasure and honor having this chat with you, and fingers crossed that you come back with that Nobel Peace Prize and make Bengaluru proud. Absolute pleasure, Mr. Satya Sankaran, having this chat with you.
Yes, my pleasure being on air. Thanks very much.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.